Welcome to the J Squared Horror Podcast. I'm Josh.
And I'm Jake.
And on today's episode, we're going to be covering Bad Candy.
Yeah, came out Halloween of 2020, directed by Scott Hansen and Desiree Connell.
You know what's really cool about the director of this movie?
What?
He's local to our area. Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Yeah, local to the 757.
757, baby. There's actually a cool little tidbit I saw in an interview that he did that said that we have this local, I don't even know, it's called Hunt Club, but it's at like a farm, and there's like a hayride, and there's like a scary walkthrough typically. And he said that he actually used to dress up, make up costumes, and then go and scare the cast members of that. And then the owners found him and gave him a job.
That's pretty cool, actually.
And the clown costume that's used in this movie, Bad Candy.
Yeah.
He said that was one of his costumes that he used.
So he created that. Mm-hmm. Oh wow.
So that's what it seemed in the interview I watched.
Okay.
So Bad Candy is an anthology, and it has promise in the trailer.
Yeah. So when we watched the trailer, right before we watched the movie, I was invested. So you know what? This looks good. I'm in.
Yeah. So it definitely gives you, like, straight out the gate, I'm thinking, all right, cool. Trick or treat. Trick or treat.
Yeah. Which is a great anthology movie.
It's the best anthology horror movie.
You think so?
Yeah.
Of all time?
Of all time.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought this one might be able to stand somewhat near it. Then we watched it.
Yeah. And then reality set in.
Reality set in real quick for us, guys.
Real quick.
It's because there's like bits of this movie that are really cool, and really exciting, from practical to just like the cinematography of this movie is really, really well done. Like, the actual filming of the movie looks really good.
Yeah, I agree. The two things that I guess popped out to me most was the cinematography.
Yep.
As well as the dialogue.
Yeah, the dialogue is stellar. And like you said, some of those side little conversations that really...
It seems real genuine.
Don't add necessarily to the plot.
Nothing at all.
Are the best parts of the movie.
They are.
So you got this drunk guy driving, and a guy needs help on the side of the road because his car broke down. He gets ran over.
Yeah. And it doesn't explain why.
No.
Doesn't explain who he is.
I don't know if you remember this. Of course you do. We went to Scarefest last year, and we were so excited to go see this this new movie, this exciting movie called Cruel Summer. I shit you not. It starts off just like that. A mom and a little girl get murked over by some car. Never really goes back to them ever again.
Yeah, it never explains why he did it. Never explains who he was.
Nope.
Who they were.
Nope.
Or anything. But there's a lot more wrong with Cruel Summer than just the beginning.
That's why we're never doing an episode on Cruel Summer.
Yeah.
It was bad.
I'll never forget the beginning of Cruel Summer since we sat through, 5 times?
The intro, 7 to 10. Oh, speaking of intros, Bad Candy has, it might be the Guinness World Record for the longest intro in a movie. Not just horror, in a movie. It was a solid 15 minutes.
At least.
Because even you, while we're watching it, you're like, wait, is that the intro? It's like, this whole thing happens, and then it's like, Bad Candy, like poster. Like, not expecting that at all.
No.
That
Those first 15 minutes could have been a movie literally on its own.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a little short story.
Yeah, it could have been like a little Saw.
Yeah.
Like how Saw first was.
I was like, is this just the beginning of the movie?
Because does the whole little girl thing doesn't happen in the intro, does it? Like, yeah. That's all the intro?
Yeah.
All right. So there's this little girl who you see trotting through the woods, and she goes up to this really dope treehouse.
Yeah.
All her friends are in there. They're doing Halloween shit, which is cool. Like, I love Halloween. Halloween's my favorite holiday.
Yeah, that was also a very spacious treehouse.
Dude, it was huge. It was like the size of our living room.
It looked like it had siding on the outside. Like,
it was beautiful.
Pretty legit.
They are, finishing their makeup, getting ready to go trick-or-treating. And I guess she starts to draw something in a notepad, and her friend, like, takes the pencil from her, and she's like, not again, not after what happened last year.
Yeah. I'm surprised. So my first thought was, because I remember I asked you beforehand, so everything she draws, does it come to life? Well, and if they know that, why would you ever let her draw anything?
Again.
Ever again.
Well, they're kids. Like, if my friend had that power, dude, I'm letting them draw, like, money.
Yeah.
I'm letting them draw, like...
These are useful, not like...
monsters.
Creepy clowns and stuff.
Yeah, because in the opening, I guess, the intro, the first thing you see is bad candy.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, like, draw me a new house.
Yeah, draw a better tree. Maybe she drew the tree house, and that's how they got such a dope tree house.
That would make sense.
That would make sense. So she gets a couple missed phone calls from her stepdad. You can tell that relationship is not the best. And this stepdad, by the way, is the gentleman we just talked about, who ran over some random guy.
Yeah, who was drinking and driving.
Yeah, chugging beers in his little, 1975 Silverado.
Yeah, swerving from side to side and nailed that dude on the side of the road.
Yeah, blood on the bumper that just magically disappears on the next scene where you see the truck.
Movie magic.
He took it to a car wash. So, yeah, she kind of is like running back home, and then he magically finds her. You see their toxic relationship. Blah, blah, blah. You get to the part, he locks her in her room. She's grounded. He hates Halloween. And he's like throwing away decorations, and she's like, I'm going to draw some stuff. So she draws a fairy and a gremlin.
Yeah, so that little furry thing was hilarious to me.
Yeah.
Hilarious. The noises they made were very aggressive, though.
Yeah.
To be so small. Yeah. But also, I've never seen anyone hate Halloween
as much as this guy,
as much as her stepfather did.
Yeah, no, he just goes like, he goes ham on some decorations out front, and if they're his decorations, like, dumbass, you bought them. Like, didn't make sense to me.
Yeah,
maybe they were from the wife, because I guess the wife died. It's not really part of the story, but it is.
Yeah.
She draws the fairy and the gremlin thing. The fairy tries to unlock the door but can't. Then the gremlin just starts chewing on the door like, I got you, fam.
So neither one gets anything done.
No, neither one. No. And then the stepdad comes in, just beats the living shit out of the little gremlin, steps on him, he's out of the picture, tries to fight off the fairy, smashes her on the wall. She turns into this nice CGI rainbow gook.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
Why not?
I don't know.
We can see she had like the...
I know she had that like aura of all right, fine. I'll give you that one. But then she starts drawing on Mama. Her mommy.
Yeah, but so the picture looked nice.
Yeah, the pretty blonde lady, real friendly looking. Then she draws her into existence, and it's like demon mom.
Yeah, and she sucks all of the CGI blood out of the stepdad.
Yeah, and like... I get the use of CGI, and a lot of times, poor choice here, guys. It looked so tacky. Like, I think there's high school film students that could do a better job on that. Like, just off-screen kills. If you really can't execute it well, off-screen kills.
Yeah,
we're all used to it at this point.
Which is crazy because they do that later in the movie.
Yeah, with one of the better kills in the movie.
This one, it's drawn out.
Yeah,
and it looks terrible.
Yeah, it's like this red glowing gook coming out of his eyes and mouth, and then he falls on the floor with a burnt face.
Yeah, he's like smoking from his eyelids.
Yeah,
or eye sockets.
Yeah, so Mama did her job.
And then disappeared.
Never
Never mentioned or seen ever again.
And then Bad Candy trailer poster comes up.
Now the movie starts.
Now the movie starts. And, a lot of times with anthologies, which is why I think we love them so much, is they tie in a bunch of different characters in a lot of times minuscule or minor ways that you just kind of pick up on.
Yeah.
Whether it's I bump into you on the street or whether they're at the same parade, kind of like in Trick or Treat.
Yeah.
That's when anthologies are done well.
I agree.
This movie attempted it, but the only thing that really tied anything together was Bad Candy, the evil clown, because he would just show up. Like so when the kids were at the treehouse, there was a bully. That bully then goes to a house he trick or treats at, goes to their little haunted mansion or haunted house type thing, and he gets turned into a doll by Bad Candy.
Yeah, I feel like attempt is a strong word to use. I feel like this movie just said it was an anthology. I didn't at any point feel like it was.
You can see it's like you said, keyword attempt.
Yeah.
You can tell they are attempting to tie it together because obviously the little girl drew Bad Candy the clown, and then the kid that bullied her and her friends got turned into a doll. Okay.
So that connects Bad Candy and that little boy.
Yep.
And then everyone else just a Bad Candy.
The rest of the movie.
Yeah.
But then it's not. He's just kind of like standing there sometimes.
Yeah. There were a few scenes where it felt like things would transpire and they would cut to him and he is just standing in the woods.
In the tree line.
Just standing there.
Like the exact same tree line every single time.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed. They just copied and pasted clips.
And used it numerous times.
Yeah. Which, I mean, okay. Maybe you spent your budget all on something. Oh, maybe it's the fact that Corey Taylor and...
The guy from Gremlins.
Yes. Corey Taylor, the lead singer of Slipknot, and the guy from Gremlins are these... the best part of the movie, they are these radio DJ hosts of channel 66.6.
That is correct. I don't believe the 666 reference, but they were 666.
You don't get it?
I said obviously the 666.
Oh yeah,
reference.
66.6. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got Zach Galligan.
Zach Galligan, is that his name?
From Gremlins. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. So he's one of the DJ hosts.
Yeah. Paul.
And
Chili Billy.
He got good old Chili Billy.
Yeah. The hosties with the mosties.
Hosties with the mosties. We should start using that.
We should.
What do you think? Yeah. Probably the best thing I got out of that movie.
Yeah.
Is the hosties with the mosties.
Yeah. So the two of them and Bad Candy are the best things about Bad Candy.
Yes. So their whole thing is Halloween night they tell stories basically of the town.
Yeah.
Which reminds me of Hubie Halloween, where Shaquille O'Neal is the disc jockey at their local radio station. What great radio hosts these movies have.
Yeah, love it.
But, obviously Hubie Halloween came out in, I want to say 2018, 2019. That's right. Scott Hansen said it took him 2 years to complete this entire project from start to finish.
Are you implying that this movie took from Hubie Halloween?
I'm not implying that it took from Hubie Halloween, but like the whole trick or treat, it's just like that's where my brain went. Yeah. As soon as I know that your movie becomes not a ripoff, but a tough copy of an existing great thing.
Yeah, or just like a sample.
Like, unfortunately, Hubie Halloween doesn't really fall into our horror category, and we can never like do an actual episode on it. But hey, I'm talking about anthologies and radio hosts. Yeah. Bam, I dropped it in here.
That is the first time I ever watched it was with you.
Yeah, when we were doing Lexington, Kentucky, doing Scarefest.
I loved it.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. I mean, I guess it could technically be horror because it's meant to scare you.
It definitely could not, but it's still
anyway,
a good movie.
I found my opportunity to pop it in an episode, and I took it. So yeah, then the whole thing. Corey Taylor and Zach Galligan. Oh, gosh, I was way off. They carry. least I didn't say Zach Galifianakis. They carry the movie, and then Bad Candy. The mask is dope. The clown thing is cool. You know, we were talking about it in the movie because we had opportunity to talk in this movie. How many people are scared of clowns? It's high up there. If you guys let us know in the comments how many of you guys are scared of clowns, please let us know.
Yeah, I know when the new It movies were coming out a few years ago, there was a big thing about people dressing up as clowns and standing in people's backyards and just...
Yeah, there was a whole weird thing with clowns and yards and randomness.
Yeah,
that was like 2016.
Yeah, which is
way before It.
Terrifying.
That's spooky. Yeah. That's like some It meets strangers and just tries to just terrify local people.
Yeah, way too much.
So we got the backbone of the movie, which is a clown that does nothing and two hosts that do the most. You got the weird looking leather coat wearer. That's a good name for him. Weird coat, leather coat. Weird leather coat guy. Weird. He's passing out drugs at a Halloween party. Okay, that's fine. Then he goes into this sketchy Mexican restaurant bathroom.
Is that what it was?
Dude, it was, I don't know. There was like a sombrero sign, and then he walks in there and is like, this place is disgusting. Like, what do you expect? You pulled into like a Mexican food gas station.
Yeah. Those bathrooms were disgusting.
Pretty bad. Then he sees 1-800-PEDRO. Call for a good time. So he texts the number.
Terrible idea.
What?
Don't ever text or call the number
that you find on a sketchy bathroom wall.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Please. This guy learns his lesson.
It's bad news.
He gets a picture of his feet from the other side of the door immediately. And he's like, whoa, man. Like, he's popping a squat right then and there.
What's crazy is my first thought was, you sat on that toilet?
Like, dude, you could have held it.
Dude, come on. Wait till you get home.
You could have held it longer.
Yeah.
Like, for sure. And, yep, he didn't. He's popping a squat right there on the toilet. But as soon as he's scared, no wipe, no nothing, stands right up, puts his pants on. Respect. Nope. That's disgusting.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
That's gross, dude. So you raw dog the public toilet seat, put your pants right back on, and...
He was made for that bathroom.
Yeah, he looked like he was born in that bathroom, to be completely honest with you. He comes out of the bathroom stall, starts talking to a guy that's bleeding from the mouth, has his tongue in his hand, and goes, why are you doing this to me? Why aren't you saying anything? Bitch, my tongue is cut out.
It's literally in my hand.
He drops it. He runs back. This guy in a devil mask comes in and tortures him for a little bit. Then, Jake's favorite kill. Take over, buddy.
Yeah, so we get some more fantastic CGI.
Oh, the ear squirt?
Yeah, so we get a stab through the stall wall.
Very Scream 2.
Scream 2-ish, yeah.
Scream 2-ish, yeah.
He falls. You get some CGI blood just squirt.
But like this much out of his ear that he got stabbed in.
Yeah, that's the thing. It wasn't a lot.
It wasn't a lot.
Bloop, bloop.
And what was crazy, I don't know if you noticed this, but the blood in his eye fucking looked amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I imagine if you get stabbed into the brain, there's probably going to be some eyeball blood leakage.
Yeah, I would think eye and nose for sure.
Yeah, which they do very well.
Yeah.
But then they put in this CGI, 2.5-inch blood squirt.
And it immediately took me out of it. But
I almost saw you lose complete interest.
But what took me right back into it
was the kill.
The actual kill. Mm-hmm. He takes his head and he bashes it on the toilet.
On the back side of the toilet.
Yeah.
And then what's cool is you see like a couple teeth fall.
Yeah.
And then he bashes them back in, couple teeth fall.
Yeah.
And it looked pretty good.
Yeah, I think you see the toilet breaking off.
Yeah, the porcelain snaps. So he's using some force. At first, I thought he was just going to give him a swirly. I was like, ew, that's way worse. I'd rather have my face bashed in on the back of a toilet than to get a swirly in that toilet.
Yeah, that was disgusting.
Dude, that is so gross. So he's dead now.
Yeah.
And then the cool thing that you noticed in the prior scene that they had tally marks. Mm-hmm. And he put another tally on there. I was like, all right, cool. So he's tallying his little kill count.
Yeah.
That was cool. I appreciated that.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. That was definitely a good touch. But I think, and then as the movie goes on,
That's what you want to call it.
Well, yeah, it goes on in some kind of way.
In some sense, it continues.
Yeah, it doesn't come to a complete halt till later.
Yeah, they pull an e-brake here a little bit. So that was, I guess that's story number. Was that was live? So that wasn't even part of the whole story thing.
I couldn't follow.
Yeah, so it made it seem like at points, Chili Billy and Paul were telling stories that you were then watching.
Yeah,
But then so many things were happening.
I could not
during
follow.
the movie.
I was lost the entire movie.
You need a roadmap to figure this freaking anthology out.
Yeah, so like,
which is also very irritating because anthologies typically they'll send you on a slight little wander.
Yeah,
but they bring it back usually from like story to story.
Yeah, and you can see it as it's going on, how it's either tying in slowly.
Yeah.
Or at least at the very end, it ties everything back in.
Trick or treat.
Yeah.
They do it the best.
But this thing, you were all over the place.
Yeah, you don't know what's going on when, where, who, how, why.
Yeah.
Jake's favorite part. There's a girl at the party wearing this slutty nurse outfit.
Oh, boy.
She gets called into work. And I want to say that this is one of the stories, but it can't be because it happened with the dude, the leather coat. I don't know. Anyway.
Yes, and that's the thing. So I couldn't tell if that was a story because the dude who is in the story was killed in the beginning of the movie.
Was killed in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it couldn't have been a story that they're telling.
So what were they talking about?
I don't know. So you get I think we've already solidified that this doesn't make a lot of sense. You get the slutty nurse who gets called into work. Her guy interest breaks up with her over the phone because she's weird. Well, come to find out, guys, she's pretty fucking weird.
Yeah.
So Jake's over there sweating, boy. He is sweating because there's certain things that we kind of don't like on our podcasts. We won't even say the words, but if you don't ever see them on here, that's why.
Yeah.
And this, we had to talk. We had a brief little conversation about can we still cover this episode because there's necrophilia going on in the damn movie. So she is getting drunk alone in a. It's not even like a morgue. I guess it's a morgue.
Yeah, like a morgue. Yeah.
It's like an official morgue. So they got the coolers, but if you notice, she's opening each freezer saying "not yet" or "not right now." So clearly, this isn't the only body that she's been working on.
Whoa!
Did you catch that?
No.
Yeah. So if you watch it,
I know she touched that guy's feet.
Yeah, she's like feeling it to see the firmness and the. I'm pretty sure she's saying, "You're not bangable yet," and then she opens up another one and goes, "Not yet, buddy." Now that you've seen, from that scene to what happens, I'm pretty sure that's what's going on.
That makes a lot of sense.
Which is gross.
Yeah, and what's crazy is obviously that's a real thing, obviously.
Yeah, people do that.
But I didn't need to see it.
No, didn't need to see it for 4.5 to 7 minutes.
Yeah, the scene went on way too long.
Way too long. So she does that whole little cooler check, and then who's laying on the slab? Old guy that got run over by a car. Which to me, at first, I'm like, oh, anthology, tie together, cool. They don't do it justice.
They don't explain who he is.
Nope, they don't know. You don't know who he is. You just know that she is interested.
So what would have been good to me is here's just my thoughts, if she was supposed to go on a date with a guy, never heard back from it.
And it was this guy.
And it was that guy.
Oh, my gosh.
And then, just because she never got to go out with him, that's why she sleeps with him now.
Yeah, that would have been way better. It would have made it way less creepy. I mean, still creepy.
Still very creepy, yeah.
We do not advocate for this on the J Squared Horror Podcast.
Don't do it.
Don't you dare. If we have any fans out there that are morticians, ew. Don't do that. Yeah, so then you get she's like chugging out of this little vodka bottle. She gets wasted, first swig. Stumbling all over the place, but she pops some acid, which then you come to find out has a really bad effect on this poor creepy girl.
Yeah.
So she's dry humping the shit out of this here dead guy, using him to feel up on her and stuff. We're not going to go into gruesome detail, but As it's happening, he becomes alive in what we're watching. So she freaks out. She looks back. He's sleeping again, or not sleeping.
He's dead.
He's dead again. And then he pops up again and starts chasing her. Chases her into a freezer where there is a bunch of dead old men who become like these zombie things.
Yeah, and it looks like one of the dead bodies was the stepfather from earlier.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah,
Man, we need each other for this.
yeah.
So, all right, there you go. You got that creepy dude trying to eat this girl. And then, who appears? Bad Candy. Okay, cool. This doesn't really make sense. I mean, yes, necrophilia, and that's kind of weird and gross. But, like, is that Bad Candy justice? Like, how would he have known about
I don't know.
her being there, then locks her in a freezer?
That's crazy. Yeah. So she never even sees him.
No, she never sees Bad Candy, which doesn't make sense.
He just comes and locks the door and leaves.
Oh, I think he peeks through the freezer door for like a half a second while she's about to get, but she's so distracted by the, dead zombie eating bangable subjects that she has, that it's bad. It's bad. So she but you find out, I guess, maybe later on, maybe not, doesn't really matter, that pretty much it was her tripping on the acid that caused her to see what she saw.
Yeah.
I just think that she was way too strung out on drugs, made up this whole thing, ran into the freezer, and Bad Candy was just like, click. Locked it because she was creepy.
Which also makes no sense, though.
No, doesn't make sense.
He can't just pick and choose when he wants to serve justice.
Clearly he can, because he does in this one. And then...
Plot hole.
Dude, this movie is a plot hole. I didn't. What happens after that?
Who knows?
All right, yeah. So then you got so some of the other memorable deaths. You've got this girl in this police uniform who did like 7 minutes in heaven with this creepy dude who's wearing a MAGA hat. And she's like, nah, nothing's going to happen. Then she leaves the party, gets picked up by a guy in a Prius that's dressed as Dracula. Don't worry, he comes back into the story. Goes to the house. Somebody's broken in. It's that guy. Things get escalated. He trips and starts strangling himself on a playset, like a swing. And then she like hangs on him, gets knocked out, and guess who's in that tree line again?
Bad Candy. Just hanging out.
Bad Candy's just watching it all go down, so he decides to hack him up into a bunch of pieces. Good off-screen kill. All you see is some Candy blood and dismembered body parts.
Yeah, so that entire scene made no sense. One, how did the guy know where she lived at?
They knew each other. Like
First?
prior, yeah.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay, well, how did he get there first?
That I don't know.
Okay, who's the other guy?
His friend. There's always that guy, that friend that goes with these creepy dudes.
Go along with anything.
He's like the stew in the situation. the Billy and Stew situation.
Yeah, but I don't understand Bad Candy. Just another, cut and paste.
If anybody
pasted him out in the woods.
If anybody deserved to die in this movie, definitely the guy.
Oh yeah,
that got chopped up and dismembered.
Yeah,
he was a piece of shit.
What's crazy is she's laying there. He picks up the swing.
He chokes himself out.
He just caught up in it.
Yeah, it's like
how
he's like trying to go under it, I guess. And then
he just caught up in it.
And then she hangs on him. It's piss poorly done, dude. Yeah. It's like I said, they're desperately grasping to tie characters together, but not in a good anthology style.
They're doing the best they can.
The best is what they have, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh man. Is that the last big kill before we get into the e-break? I can't really think of any other. Oh, who?
There's the bad guy.
Oh man! So in comes Dracula. We're going back to the Prius driving Dracula.
Which I knew you couldn't trust him from the start.
Yeah, Jake did call it as soon as he met this character on the screen. He's like, "This guy doesn't seem trustworthy." I'm like, "Dude, he's cool." Nope. The Prius driver has a person in the trunk that flicks him off. That was awesome. Doesn't quite make sense. A girl gets into his car, hears somebody crying, and he goes, "Oh, it's just a couple of spares I keep in the car." Okay, weird. I
didn't even hear that.
Yep, there's these 3 hookers that you keep seeing throughout the movie who have great dialogue.
Yeah, fantastic.
Solid dialogue. We're not being facetious there. The dialogue is solid.
It's very good.
It's really funny. Doesn't add anything to the plot. And then he picks up one of the hookers, takes her to her pimp, and this is where just this movie to me. It was already barely hanging on. In comes Shotgun Dracula taking out some pimps with his lumberjack homie that shows up, and then there's this random, well done martial arts scene that was taken straight out of Power Rangers.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, this whole movie is just, okay, we got kills. Cool. We got barely put together anthology. Cool. Then you got this character, cool, anthology, cool. But then they do some random ass kung fu in the back alley, beating up some pimps. And
yeah, why are the pimps meeting in the alley?
Yeah, like with stacks of cash. Whatever. Then you find out that these guys take bad people they don't seem fit because they're veterans. So they're like, "You're ruining my damn country that I fought for." And their other friend who they roofied, which you hear 7 to 10 times as a reoccurring joke by the big lumberjack guy, is how do you explain the man bat?
Batman.
It's Batman.
The literal meaning of Batman.
Yeah, it's almost like a Dracula in full Dracula look.
Yeah.
He's got like bigger front teeth, badass wings. Guys, the practical makeup that they chose to spend the rest of their budget on in this scene was phenomenal. For a 5-minute drawn out scene of a bunch of people with pumpkin heads on getting chased and speared and randomly picked up by this man bat, the practical makeup on this, to me, 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. It was probably
the sound was good.
It was the best effects to me of the movie.
Yeah,
is this Batman?
Yeah. Other than did it beat the toilet scene?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you get to visually see him.
Yeah, I mean it's a man in a costume.
His wings and the teeth and just everything.
Like kind of always moist.
He looks very moist. Yeah.
Always got that nice little sprinkle to him, nice little shimmer. Yeah, he's eating a bunch of people. They're spearing some people. One guy runs off with his little pumpkin head on.
He runs the entire movie.
Yeah, for the
entire rest of the movie.
I think we're about like right past halfway, and he just runs the rest of the movie.
Forrest Gump.
I started running. Yeah, so you got the man bat, which that's it, guys. That's the man bat. I mean, you spent probably 2/3 of your budget on this man's costume, and that's why you did cheap CGI throughout the rest of the film.
Totally worth it.
It was. I mean, it was one of my favorite looking characters in the movie.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
it was really cool. If I could just pluck that into another movie, I'd be all about it. But the whole, I don't know, eating bad people because you're a vet. Like, how did he turn into Man Bat?
It never explains.
He's a normal dude. If they would have simply been like, yeah, man, we were on this mission in fucking Uganda. He got bit by a fucking bat and he turned into this thing, I'd be like, that's believable.
Yeah, some backstory makes sense.
No. There's no backstory
to anything or anybody.
Oh, until they waste the last 30 minutes of the movie on some house fire with ghost hunters.
Yeah, and this is where the e-brake is pulled.
Literally. It's like I opened up a full parachute at 90 miles an hour on a motorcycle. Just beep. This is, I guess, where they tried to finally tie up or tie in the host.
It's done terribly.
It's done very poorly. There's ghost hunters going to check out this house where there was this famous fire of this kid who somehow got locked inside the house, caught some magazines on fire, whole house burns down. Crazy.
My first thought was, how do you get locked inside of your house?
Well, the kids were like holding the door from
Doors,
the inside. But there's a back door, there's windows, there's
true.
ample other ways outside.
Also, most doors
open this way.
Inward?
Yep.
Just open the door and leave.
Talk about a plot hole. Like I said, whole fucking movie's wild, dude. But so these ghost hunters are in this, cliche ghost hunters in a horror film. They're in a van all together. Van gets stuck. They walk a bunch of them walk up to the house. They're recording, and the lady starts like somehow being in the past with the ghost, and she thinks that she can save the little boy that's burning down the house, while everyone else is like, what the fuck is actually going on right now? I think this lady's gone batshit.
Yeah, that's not how ghost hunting works.
No, I've done it before.
Ghosts.
That's not how it goes
They're
at all.
dead.
You don't literally get taken into the past. Like, she time traveled into the fucking past.
Yeah.
Then you got the other people, the two characters that were like some form of comedic-ish relief with the black kid and the white girl. It wasn't done right. They go up to the house. They have a thermal camera on the house. They're looking at the house with their eyeballs. It's just normal. But they look on the thermal camera. It's fully engulfed in flames. And they go, we got to save them.
Yeah, they go into full panic mode.
What?
But the people inside are
just trying to get out because they're scared of the lady, I think. Like, I think they're more freaked out by that lady trying to save some invisible kid.
They came with?
Yeah. She went completely cuckoo,
See,
man.
I couldn't tell if they also thought the house was on fire somehow. Or if she was telling them the house was on fire.
It's on fire.
It was a weird dynamic. And then he was like, they can't get out. I'm thinking, dude, open the door.
Eventually, they just push it open.
These are the weirdest doors.
But then you find out that Paul, the DJ host, guy from Gremlins.
Yeah, hostess with the mostest.
The host with the mostest. I love that. It's his lighter. So he's the one that gave the kid the lighter. He's one of the kids that probably kept him from being able to get out of the house. And then you got Billy and Paul. Paul's off looking because he thinks some kids are messing with him because they kept hearing things and the power kept going out. But that's from the group of veterans that threw a random spear into an electric thing. I don't know what it's called.
How far were they from that power grid?
Dude, I don't know. Probably right around the corner in this movie.
Is every time we just a small town somewhere?
Dude, every movie's as big as Haddonfield. We're like, the farthest point is like 4.5 miles. From point A to point Z is only 4.5.
Yeah, because he threw it.
He speared some stuff, CGI shit.
Which also looked terrible.
So bad. Like, I've seen better shit in like 30 Spider-Man movies. Yeah, so the power keeps going out. The host with the most keeps getting pissed off because he's trying to finish. This is their night. It'd be like me and Jake doing a Halloween special and the power going out here all the time. Like, it would be very frustrating. So,
yeah, and Paul's doing the best he can. Just put it out there, guys.
You don't understand the pressure we're under as hosts, man. Yeah, so Paul is doing his damnedest best to get this figured out. But also being like, screw these kids that are messing with me. He starts opening a bunch of doors, gets the power turned back on, while Billy's getting a phone call from this chick who we never figure out who she is. She just said, my family's finally going to get justice for what happened. And he's like, what? That's crazy. And she's like, your source is the person that did it. He's the reason that he died. And then he's like, what? Oh, shit, this place is on fire. Because Paul, me too.
I think either he meant the ghost of...
He meant Bad Candy, and then the ghost of the boy.
I don't understand.
While because the power's out for most of the building, so he uses his Paul lighter.
Yeah.
And he gets knocked down. And
why is your name on your lighter?
I don't know.
Just keep it on you. You know it's yours.
Yeah. Well, he has a kid. Maybe he's giving it to him or something.
He's had a lighter that long?
Yeah, he's had the lighter since he was a kid.
Do Zippos last that long?
You can always refill them. The fuel.
Yeah. Too much effort.
Way too much effort. Bics are the way to go. Yeah, so he falls down. He catches the building on fire. Billy goes to try to save him, but he's like, no, can't do it. The handle's too hot.
What? Did he try to save him, though?
Yeah, he went through the building to look for him. He touches the handle of the room that he's in, but it's glowing red. So he's like, sorry.
So he half-assed it.
Oh, for sure. Just to let you know, Jake, if you're ever locked in a burning down building, I'm at least trying to kick that bitch open for you, bro. I got you.
Yeah, Chili Billy thought, I can do this show on my own.
Yeah, he was like,
I'll be all right.
I don't need that guy. He goes outside because obviously the smoke is engulfing the building and starting to burn. And then who comes out but the little kid Ghost? What? So now he can see the ghost? I don't know, dude.
So that's what I don't get. So the kid who got burnt up
was somehow a ghost in their building.
was a ghost in their building.
But Bad Candy's the one that killed Paul.
They were about to kill Billy until Homegirl tore the picture in half.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
Billy
that.
has nothing to do with this at all.
Billy ain't got shit to do with shit, and he's a great guy. He's a great host. He does the most.
I mean, Paul's pretty good, too.
Paul is great. He's a great supporting cast. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. So, yeah, sorry, I missed that. The girl, it flashes to the girl in the woods, and Bad Candy's coming out, and the kid is coming out to get Billy.
Yeah.
And she just rips the picture, and poof, it's gone.
Disappears.
But that doesn't make sense because then the kid, she didn't draw the kid. So would he have just disappeared? Or was he an entity because of Bad Candy? None of it makes sense.
Yeah.
Make it make sense.
They can't.
They can't. All right. That's the whole movie, guys. That's it. That's the whole movie. There's a couple of little deleted scenes in the credits. You can check them out.
Don't.
If you get to that point of this movie. But here comes my favorite part of these episodes, man. Jake, my man. My favorite co-host, the host with the most. What do you rate this movie, Bad Candy, 2020, on a scale from 1 to 10?
From 1 to 10.
1 being the absolute piece of shit, horse shit, worst film ever, and 10 being Halloween.
This movie is a 4.
Okay, wow, 4.
It's a 4.
So it just barely beats out Halloween 3.
Correct.
Okay. Is that just because even though it doesn't make sense, it makes more sense than Season of the Witch?
Any movie makes more sense than Season of the Witch.
Very true.
Plus, I gotta show some 757 love.
Yes.
So that got him that 4.
Hey, yeah, 757 love. Me, Josh, I give it a 3.2 out of 10.
3.2.
The point 2 is because he's a 757 local, and I love him for that. I do not knock anybody for putting out content.
Yeah, that's what
but
we
I
do.
refuse to change who I am and what I do on this podcast because of, maybe hurt feelings. Like, I feel like if you put content out there, you should be able to take some criticism. And the only way to grow in this industry is to be able to create, criticism to your benefit and make things better.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, definitely not trying to say he's a terrible director.
No, I didn't say that.
But I know you're not saying
Yeah.
that. I'm saying this particular movie is not very good.
It's not the best movie out there.
Yeah.
Especially, when it's when you start off and immediately all of our brains go to a movie like Trick or Treat.
Yeah.
Like that. I'm sorry, but you can't do that to us.
And I think that's what it can also be comparing Bad Candy to Trick or Treat.
It happens unnatural. Like, you can't help it because of the way the movie is done.
Yeah. So let me ask you this.
Yes.
If there was no Trick or Treat and it was just Bad Candy.
I think probably like a 4.5.
Okay.
What about you?
I'd probably still stay at like a 4.
Right around the same then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Trick or Treat just changed my life when it came to horror.
Even without that, this movie still isn't good.
It's not.
It still makes no sense. And I hate plot holes.
Yeah, and this whole movie's a plot hole.
You have to explain things at some point.
Yeah, you do. You have to at least try to put a nice, pretty bow on it for us.
Yeah, just try to.
Just try. There was no attempt at. Like I said, I mean, with the whole e-break and the whole tying that all together.
I'd rather you try and it not make sense to me than you not even
dry at
dry,
all. Yeah.
then I have nothing to go off of.
Yeah.
You know?
Please check out all of our links. We're on Instagram. We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify. We're on Google. And if you go to our Instagram, which is J Squared Horror Podcast, you can find our link tree in the bio.
Yeah. It's a good way to stay updated with us, as the days go by.
Yeah. And to continually stay updated with us, just remember there are rules to being a J Squared Horror fan. Rule number 1, if you're new to our channel or to our podcast, like and subscribe. Follow along. The only way you're going to find out about us and keep us growing is to like and subscribe. Rule number 2, light the comment section up. We love interacting with our fans. We want the ability to do movies, books, graphic novels, short TV series that you guys want to see. We have a blast doing it.
We definitely do.
It's one of the things we've been hoping to get more of. So please light up the comment section, DM us on Instagram, any of that. And the final rule is please tune in every Thursday. That's when we release all of our content. It's available on all platforms. And it's just our day to share to the world. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm Josh.
And I'm Jake.
And this is the J Squared Horror Podcast.